Hello everybody, this is Stephen Alson, this is Full Time Devils, and this is the West Ham United preview, an absolutely massive game, and the first point that we're going to talk about, because we can't not talk about it, it's Champions League football. Are we going to be playing Champions League football next year? Sam, I've stole your place, so I'll give you the first shout.
Yes, beat West Ham, beat Bournemouth, get in the Champions League. Easy. Not going to be easy at all, but I do think we can do it. We won at Upton Park in the FA Cup. David De Gea was a massive factor in that. But guess what? We've got David De Gea, so that's fine, isn't it? I think if Rashford returns, as long as Martial isn't a problem, if he can play, I think we'll be all right. I think it'll be difficult. And West Ham really have nothing to play for other than the occasion. And often you see that the occasion gets the better of teams. It's even happened to Manchester United when we played the 50th anniversary in 2008 of the Munich disaster. What a nightmare that was. And that happens. The team have got nothing there for them, West Ham, other than this is our last game here. We really want to win. And that's a strange factor. That sort of emotion won't help them probably. Whereas Manchester United have a really legitimate reason to turn up and win this game of football. And I mean, the game against Norwich was dreadful, but we still won it. And that is hopefully something that we'll be able to carry on and push into West Ham.
Do you know when teams do this and they're at the top of the league, it's considered championship form, isn't it? When you just grinding rubbish performances out. But no one's ever stated that about United. They're just saying, this is oh, mate, you just blew my eardrums out. Go on, talk.
We're going to win the league.
Going to win the league.
Going to win the league. Now, we're not beating West Ham. I just can't see it, you know. I hope it's a draw. Because I've been nervous about these games. Norwich and West Ham for ages. Like, Norwich thought we were going to lose. We scraped it. West Ham. I just feel a bit sick about this one. I know what you guys are saying with the whole occasion getting to them, but I can't see it happening. They're going to be up for it. Their fans bloody hate Man United, don't they? Like everyone else does.
All fans
it's going to be an
Man
evening
United,
game, under the floodlight, final game there. And for some reason, I just got a bad feeling about this situation.
If we draw, though, a draw's is just no use to us. It's as good as a loss. We might as well lose.
Swansea will beat Nana. If we draw and beat Bournemouth and Swansea lose against City or draw, we're still in the top four.
Yeah, no, but a draw and a loss is the same result for us because 1 point with their goal difference means nothing to us.
Mm-hmm. No, but you didn't listen to what I said.
I did. It just doesn't matter. Anyway, Gaz, Champions League football next season. Talk to me.
I'm still sort of feeling like it is 50-50 at the minute, whether we're going to get it. I mean, obviously, United fans, we all know that it's a massive if that we're going to beat West Ham. And to be fair, Bournemouth on the last day of the season as well. I mean, they beat us away. But then again, it's also a massive if that City are even going to beat Swansea. I could genuinely see Swansea getting something from that game. There are so many different variables that could go for us and could go wrong, really, from now to the end of the Premier League season. Well, for the next, how long is it? 6 days? So it's one of them where I'm not getting too excited, but I'm not being funny, but some of the players we've got in that squad, we've got some great experienced Premier League players. We've got a lot of youngsters who have learnt from them as well this season, but we've got enough in that squad that they should be able to get themselves up for 2 more games and should be able to win 2 more games without any question. Absolutely no excuses. It doesn't matter to me if we completely dominate both these teams all game and don't get a result and people say we're unlucky. It's all about the results here, and we've got the players to do it, and they can win 3 games on the bounce now, if you include the FA Cup final. And if they don't do that, we don't even deserve Champions League football anyway. So I'm not really that arsed, to be honest. If we don't do that, I'll just be like, well, you know, we blatantly don't deserve it because we're absolute bottle jobs. But I honestly think that we can do it, but it's 50-50, like I say.
Yeah, it's going to be a pivotal game against West Ham. Absolutely crucial game. If we do it, then it's in our hands entirely going into the final game of the season. And I back us at home against Bournemouth. Right, now let's talk about squad rotation, because in all his time here, Louis van Gaal has not rotated the squad once. He plays what he sees as his best 11 every single time that it's fit. He's never rested a player, he's never looked to a future game, but at weekend he did. He rested Rashford and he rested Blind. 2 players who we've said probably did need a rest, but that's never stopped him in the past. So Sam, what's gone on here? Why has he started rotating the squad with potentially only 3 games left of his managerial career at United?
Well, it's funny being this side of the previews. I mean, I don't know. I can only assume things
this This is where everyone finds out that Sam doesn't know what he's bloody talking about, because usually he's got his little cue card in front of him, reading it all
I do
from
not
that.
use a cue card. I have a memory. No, I think he must have seen some things in training. He must. There must be a reason. I don't think he would have just gone, yeah, now's the time to give him a rest. There must have been a factor that we're not aware of, and he's gone, now's the time. But also, perhaps he had his fingers crossed and just hoped that this West Ham game would be this important. He may have been sitting there thinking, I can play them, we can beat Norwich, but if we get the result we need, they're all absolutely knackered to face West Ham. And I think he's looked into his crystal ball and gone, if Arsenal can do us a favour against Manchester City, I need my very best players available to play Norwich. And that's to play West Ham, best case scenario. And at the moment, it's worked out for him. So I think it was just a bit of a gamble on, if we beat Norwich and Arsenal do us a favour, we need those players fit. We need them fresh for that game. And I think that's what he's done. And so far, it looks like it's working perfectly.
Yeah.
Go on, Mark.
Yeah, it's an interesting one with him resting the players, but I'm glad he rested Rashford. It did look like a strange one after, because obviously Marshall got injured just before the kickoff, but he didn't expect that to happen. So, I was happy with him resting Rashford and Blind. Blind's been fantastic in recent months. And I know I was critical of him earlier on in this season, but he's been great for us recently. So it's nice to get them rested up, especially with the game against West Ham coming. And not only West Ham as well, we've got the FA Cup final ahead as well. So maybe he's just had a few things in mind and thought, let's do this. But we got away with it against Norwich, to be fair. If we play anything like we did against Norwich and against West Ham, then we will lose, because they've got better players. They'll take their chances and they'll punish us for it. So be interested to see what lineup he plays. But we need Rashford or Marshall, at least one of them back in that team.
But isn't this the same old, that we look at the team that we're playing against and we go, if we play like that, looking at a previous game where we was awful, we're going to get hammered. But then the team that we're playing against doesn't play like the team that we've just played, which means that we generally have more space and we end up looking better, the better teams that we play. That's what we found all season, isn't it? Gaz, talk to me.
Yeah, you mentioned about resting players. I think that Louis van Gaal, or most United fans really, kind of didn't think that City were going to win against Arsenal. I mean, I know I didn't. I thought they'd lose, to be honest, so they did well to get the point. But I think he knew that the game against West Ham was going to be the biggest game of his United career, I'd probably say. And our biggest game of the season by far. So I think that he rested players at Norwich thinking that, we'll beat these, no worries. And it very nearly didn't come off for him, because we were absolutely dreadful without Rashford and Marshall as well. I know that Marshall, he had a little slight injury, but to be honest, I think he probably could have played. And Van Gaal just didn't want to risk him too much. And Blint as well. I think that he just foolishly thought that we'd won the Norwich game no matter what. But we actually did.
If he plays Marshall and Marshall does his hamstring in.
No, yeah. No, I completely get that. Just managers get these bits of luck, I think. And I think against Norwich, we had a bit of luck to win that game. And that's potentially, although I kind of still expect it not to be the case, that's potentially the bit of luck that could actually save him his job in the end.
You also don't know how we would have lined up with Marshall up front, because it would have been an entirely different Manchester United that would have played with Marshall leading the line than if Rooney would have been leading the line, wouldn't it? So we can't say that we went out to play as boring as we played. We had to make a change with 10 minutes before kickoff, didn't we? So that can sometimes affect you. And we didn't have the 18-year-old Marcus Rashford the way we did against Midtjylland to throw on and just come into it.
There were some bizarre things, though, weren't there? I mean, Lingard being played at number 10 was a really weird one. It was just little decisions like that.
He's done that for the last couple of months, so it's not that strange.
But I just thought he was
still
just
strange.
Yeah, it is when you have Mata on the right. I found it just really, really bizarre that, and you could see that it wasn't coming off for either player as well.
Okay, so enough of that. Let's go through our starting 11s. I'm going to start with you, Sam. Give us your starting 11.
I am putting David De Gea in goal.
Ballsy.
I was going to say. Yeah, I know. Blint and Chris Smalling at centre back. I'm getting tangled in my headphones. At left back, I would play Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, because I don't really want Marcus Rojo on the pitch. And is Darmian fit? Do we know?
I wouldn't have thought so. That looked quite painful, didn't it?
No, I would. You're right. You're right, Gary. I would play Tony V at right back.
Thank you, Samuel.
You're right. Sorry, I overlooked him. It was my bad. In the midfield, I would play Lingard on the right. Martial. I'm doing this in a weird formation, in a weird order. Lingard on the right, Martial on the left, with Mata in the 10, and Rooney a little bit deeper, and Morgan Schneiderlin protecting our back four, with Marcus Rashford up front.
Okay. Mac, let's hear yours.
My team, David De Gea in goal, obviously. Valencia, who I think has done well, who's one of our brighter players against, who do we play again on the weekend? Norwich. So yeah, I'd go with Valencia. Hope Darmian's injury is not too bad. He went down just in front of us, and they took their time with his leg and stuff. Obviously, I didn't see it on TV or hear the commentary, so I don't know exactly what happened to him. I still don't. I should probably do some research on that. But yeah,
you need to go back to bed, mate. You.
Yeah, Darmian did that, and then, mate, I don't sleep. And then, so I've done my back four. Smalling and Blind. I want Blind back in at the heart of defence. Then I go with Schneiderlin. He needs to start this game. I've been saying every week, start Schneiderlin, start Schneiderlin, start Schneiderlin. I think he keeps us together, and just play him. I'd go with Schneiderlin, Herrera, Rooney, Rashford, Marshall, and Massa. But I agree with what Gaz is saying, like, seeing Lingard in the middle and Mata out wide is so frustrating. But we've seen it all season pretty much. So, can't start moaning now, can we? But we will.
Because that's what we do.
Go on then, Gaz, let's hear yours.
De Gea in goal, Valencia at right back. He's been absolutely brilliant since he's come back this season.
Yeah, he hasn't been absolutely brilliant.
I think he's been brilliant. I think against the Norwich game, he was our only bright spark. And I think recently in certain games, he's been our only bright spark as well. I think he's been good defensively and going forward.
He's one of those players, I think, that's like not the same type of player, but a similar sort of quality to the likes of John O'Shea, in that you're almost guaranteed a 6 out of 10 performance every week.
Yeah,
he's almost never going to lose you the game. But
I don't know. He needs to just bully someone sometimes.
I disagree with that a little bit, because Valencia, I remember last season, or it might be the season before, where he was our first team right back. We didn't have Darmian or anything like that, and we let in so many goals because of him. And
he's not naturally a right back, though.
He's not a right back.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't score enough.
I don't blame him for it. I blame that we didn't have one in the squad, so I sort of blame the manager, really.
But now you're picking him at right back.
No, but yeah, because he started playing really well this season. That's what I'm trying to say. Since he's come back from injury, he's been quite impressive, to be honest. So yeah, Tony Valencia.
What you doing?
I've got Smalling and Blint as the two centre halves, and then at left back, I'm gonna have to go for Marcus Rojo. I know he's been disappointing recently. He's been disappointing at left back, and he was even worse at centre half against Norwich.
So you pick him again?
But I'd have to pick him because Cameron
Borthwick-Jackson.
I thought Cameron Borthwick-Jackson was quite prone to a mistake and wasn't putting his foot well in against Norwich. I don't think he had a good game at all. Borthwick-Jackson, and I feel like we need.
He's not the only left back at the club. You've got Riley, you've got Fosu Mensah.
We're not going to play Fosu Mensah at right back, and Riley's not going to start. We need a bit of experience in this game. Rojo's already played at West Ham this season in a game that we actually won. So I put Rojo at left back. Centre mid, Schneiderlin and Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney needs to go back to midfield against Norwich. I don't really blame him. He did well for the Mata goal, I guess, although any normal striker would have shot. But it was just an example of how he's becoming more of a midfielder, the way he turned. He needs to be back in midfield. Put him there with Schneiderlin. Lingard on the right, Mata playing behind the striker, Marshall on the left, and Rashford up top.
All right. What an absolute car crash of a team that was, Gaz.
I'm genuinely curious how you think that's a car crash of a team.
Well, you've just slagged off 2 players and then picked them.
Every single player that I've picked and I've slagged off, I've given the reason why I'm picking them above someone else. I've slagged off Rojo, but then I've also slagged off Borthwick-Jackson, and I think we need more experience in that game. Valencia,
why has nobody?
What his form was like 2 years ago. Since he's been back, he's been brilliant. Listen to me.
Look what happens when I'm in the hot seat.
I will not
chaos. Absolute chaos.
Join in, Cap.
Do you know what? Why has nobody thought of playing Valencia in his actual position on the right wing, where we're struggling for a player at the moment, and bring someone like a Varela in behind him, and then the two of them as a right flank. Hang on, I ain't finished yet. Shut up! Don't interrupt me. The two of them as a right-sided flank, I think, would be very strong, and I wouldn't mind seeing Varela and Valencia played ahead of each other. Both speak Spanish, both South American.
We could try it in pre-season, but I think if you look at the attacking abilities of the likes of Rashford, Martial, Lingard, even if you put Memphis in that category, although he's not shown it with us, Valencia is very limited as an attacking winger. He does an efficient job, but he doesn't fit that mould of that sort of quick passing, quick thinking, rapid counter-attack. Although he's incredibly fast, his main attributes are run the ball to the corner flag, cut back, smash it into the box. I don't think he'd link up with the way the others play as an attacking outlet. I think you'd still find him doing that same thing of run to the corner flag, wait till he's square on with the fullback, and then smash it into the box.
That's why I said I wanted to pair him with someone like Varela, who's an extremely attacking fullback, and I think the two of them could combine.
From fullback, he sees the game differently. He has space to burst into at times.
Yeah.
He has sometimes when he gets the ball, his wing Mata will make the run for him. Obviously, I think as a midfielder, I just don't think he's got it in him anymore. And like I said, he needs to just be horrible to a fullback, bully him. I remember once he absolutely bullied Leighton Baines. This was before his injury, so it could be to do with his injury. But like, you just want to see him because he's a big, strong lad. He's got pace. He can cross the ball, but he's just too nice. Just be a bastard, Tony.
It would also be a bit.
And no one's even thought about bringing Fosu Mensah in, who's still got Payet in his pocket. I don't think he's played yet, has he, since we last played West Ham?
Do you not think it'll be a bit
You're missing what I'm saying.
Do you not think it'll be a bit frigging stupid to play a player in a position that he's not played all season in an absolutely huge game like this?
It's his natural position.
Yes, but he's not played there for 2 frigging years, mate. We can't just stick him there in a must-win game, or even play someone behind him like Varela, who I actually do rate. But that's like a completely new right-sided partnership there. They're not clued up on each other's game at all. In a game like this, you need players who have played with each other all season, and that's another reason why Marcus Rojo's in my team.
So
call you lot.
Yeah.
Guys, we train each other, you know.
That'll be the team that he picks, and it'll frigging win.
All right, anyway, zip it. Someone tell me. I'll start with you, Sam. Tell me about West Ham. What do we know about West Ham?
Well, I mean, you're looking at Payet, aren't you? And the fact that it's the last game at the Berlin ground, which we've said about 90 times. I think everyone will keep saying that until the game is finished. And then afterwards.
That'll be a quality drinking game during commentary tomorrow.
How often do they mention it? Shot for if it's Berlin ground, half a pint if they say Upton Park. And you just keep going until you're dead. No, I don't know. I think keep Payet quiet, and they're a limited side. They're a good side. They've got some decent players, but do a job on it. And in fact, you know what? I still think West Ham are one of those teams where if you don't give away free kicks around the edge of the box, although Payet will walk into people and fall over looking for them, then you cut off a massive part of their game. And if we keep hold of the ball and focus on what we do, which God knows what that is anymore, we might be right.
Gaz.
We need a friggin', don't mind the pun, hammer them tomorrow straight away from the off. Just literally I want to see some attacking football tomorrow, because they have an attacking threat. But I think we should be going in 2-0 at half time just to calm down the nerves, to be honest. So we shouldn't even care about their attacking threat. I think one of the things that we've got to worry about, I know it sounds really weird, this, is the general atmosphere around the ground and how that gets to the players. I feel like we're not going to be coming away from this one with a win if we're only 1 goal up going into the last 20 minutes. But then again, I don't know, I say that, but then I think back to the FA Cup game where the fans were exactly the same for that, and there was a big deal made of it being the last FA Cup game at Upton Park ever, and we still managed to see that game out. So like, it's one of those things where there are so many possibilities, but I just want to see us attack them, and I just want to see us in a comfortable position in that game, and then then it's all on that last game. But I think we can win, but I want to just see us attack them, mate.
I don't think you're going to be satisfied, Gaz. I think this is the kind of game that Louis will love to stifle it. He'll want to kill that atmosphere. He'll want it to be really dire, really slow.
No, I won't be. There's nothing you can do to kill that atmosphere. That last ever game at that ground. Can you imagine? And can you imagine if United had a new stadium, it was the last ever game at Old Trafford, what the atmosphere would be like? Be absolutely unreal. And it'll be exactly the same at West Ham tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's because we've won things in our stadium.
Right, hang on. Gaz, I asked you for who was going to be dangerous in the opposition. So thanks for waffling on about what you've followed on about. Mac, tell me who we need to worry about from the opposition.
I'm worried about them singing that stupid song all day. I'm sick of that song.
Is that the one about Michael Jackson's pet?
Oh, bloody hell. Arsenal fans, Watford fans, Norwich fans were singing
All
it the
the-
other day
all
about
the-
O'Neill.
Oh, that one.
Make
Not the one about
something
the
up
monkey.
yourselves, man.
We've not got the brains for it, mate.
Right, Sam, give me a score prediction.
I think the score will be 2 goals to no goals to the Manchester United.
Gaz.
I think we'll be. I was going to say 2-0 full time because I think we'll be 2-0 at half time and just see it out the second half. But since Sam said it, I'll say 3-1.
Gaz is
Or
the only person to ever give a half-time score.
I know. Because I think we're going to go at him, mate, straight from the off. I honestly think we're going to do something. We're going to win a score straight away.
A long time then, have you guys?
Matt, score?
Oh, man. You know what I'm scared of? It's going to be 1-0 to United. We're going to sit back. And in the last couple of minutes, they'll get a few goals. And it'll be
That's
that,
what I'm shitting myself
that
on.
magical thing at Upton Park. But 2-1 United. Manchester United.
I'm going to say 1-0. We'll score really early and then it'll be horrific for the rest of the game because we somehow sit back, don't we, when we take the league. Well, that is it. Thank you to these lads for completely derailing this preview. Thank you to you guys for watching. Stick it in the bottom what you think the score's going to be. Stick it in who you think the threat's going to be. Thanks for watching and make sure you join us for all of the coverage around the West Ham game when it's happening. Thank you. See you later. It's the full-time review. You got me on a chair outside, a really sunny Old Trafford. Deal with that. We've still got Squawker Dave coming up with his 3-point review, so look forward to that in a second.